playstyle. But I also was DMing Odo and talking about it because he was really heavy on the Rumble side, and he was of the opinion that Rumble still can just W most of the Q poke, even with the...
Figures it out, but the timing window might just be there.
It's perfect for the setup.
369.
Now they know!
Total control of the lane, but just now sees Owner. Owner mounting up on the way in, looking to lock him up and take him out. 369 still standing for now. Will he burn the flash or just accept his fate, trying instead to turn and burn onto Zeus, get a little bit more health damage, just accepts his fate. First blood for the side of T1. Knight and Kanavi not able to find the counterpunch in mid lane.
Curing early heralds.
It's 5 minutes into the game. T1 already have a 1,000 gold lead. No objectives taken quite yet. Herald, of course, hasn't even spawned. But T1, we expected them to pull ahead in the laning phase, but they are much further than just a little bit ahead at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's so interesting and fun to compare the playstyle of these two juggernaut teams. Absolute masters here at Worlds in very different arenas. T1 masters of snowballing these lane phases into mid-game and into end of the entire Nexus. Meanwhile, JDG, they have not put a lot of effort in a lot of their games into getting huge early leads, but they have been explosive in their mid-game team fights and actually have a quicker average game time because of it.
Oh, and I would really like this from JDG, because you know T1 is going to try and aggressively stack dragons, but they won't have the opportunity. We do see Knight already here. Doesn't look like T1 is going to be able to contest this.
Zeus going for the solo bolo, and he just gets the kill!
What? That is not a Comet diff right there. That's a Zeus diff. God of lightning, God of the top lane. He lays it down, and 369, it is in the dirt again. Whoa!
And for T1, after the chase performance we saw last week, we wondered what level Zeus would be at, what level T69 would be at in this matchup. When he got the Rumble, I thought for sure he'd be favored, but Zeus setting the expectation on its head, and 369 just too far behind, stepping far too far forward.
Yeah.
Q1 confirms the pullback on Infernal Chains, makes it easy.
Yeah, just dash forward, hits the chain. He had the level 6 advantage. Gets the solo bolo. And again, it all comes back.
Be able to easily survive as
Ruler ignited 2 fights, one in the bottom lane, one in the mid lane. Faker burning the shockwave just to get away from Knight. Now the curtain call coming out. Ruler gonna sidestep one, slowed by the second, looking for one more, but missing there just in time to deny the kill. Guma force shot now pushing in. Jin notoriously bad at pushing these towers. Probably not gonna be able to grab a plate there, but Ruler's so low, maybe they can get it done. Is Owner still controlling, total control on the top side from T1. Mid lane matchup getting a bit closer. Guma playing very aggressive with the power of the journey.
see there as well, the confidence from
Those team fight ultimates that he is supposed to bring for these objectives are going to be so much weaker than your Fire's plant, but they're calling up everybody here. This is going to be a full 5-on-5. Both bot lanes coming.
no ultimates available for either support. There are ultimates for both Ruler and Guma. We'll see if T1 is able to contest here.
No flash for Keria, has to be a bit careful about how far forward he steps. Kanavi ready with the ultimate. Zeus strong,
Getting low.
but opted for lethality. He's still relatively squishy, all things considered. Zeus still stepping forward with the Infernal Chain, looking for the lockup. Tempered Fate now coming in, isolating Knight. Knight right in the back line, and Owner immediately with the follow-up engage. Zeus still standing. Now finally the bias going in, but it might just be too little too late. Knight, fancy feet to the back of the fight. Zeus ticking, burning, but the shutdown is 369. But now they're just fish caught in the barrel, waiting on the slaughter of the curtain call. T1 stepping in and dominating the Herald fight.
They force all of their flashes over the back of the pit and then still chase down 2 of the kills. That initiation, Keria Bard ultimate into Owner, timing the Rel engage right afterwards is massive.
And the nightmare of the Jin turns into a dream for T1 fans as this Herald fight goes their way. It is the setup here initially looks a bit clunky, but Owner gets the combo, immediately forces out the ult from Ruler, and this is where, if 369 isn't so far behind, maybe it's enough to turn the fight, but instead, everyone is already low, the equalizer isn't enough, and JDG are fish in a barrel.
And you just saw there, Rumble flashed and still died. Gumayusi killed him. Missing flashes, Missing still gonna die. He gets killed by the Jin again. Keria, Bard tunnels them over, Knight dies as well. Let's see about the next fight, because now there are gonna be 0 flashes on the side of JDG. Faker,
Kanavi
Guma still have theirs.
Zeus, no boots yet, no magic mantle. Working steadily towards what we assume will be a Duskblade here as he backs away. Maybe suspects the play from Kanavi. Charge forward, lock up, ulti used in the previous fight. 369 still burning him down. Zeus running for the hills, the rumble, and the Vi. Get it done on the top side. When we talk about JDG, we talk about scaling graciously, being willing to lose something here or there, so when they hit 2 items, they can find the perfect angle for a fight, something they are so incredibly good at doing. That said, T1 taking control for so much of this early game, almost 2K in their favor. They're not willing to give up this Drake for free. Owner into the pit, and he will steal it right out of Kanavi's hands. Curtain call over the wall. There is nowhere for that Vi to go. Guma now on a killing spree, missing, running for his life, locked up into the wall. Equalizer used just to keep the support alive.
T1 make it look effortless there. They just come in, yoink, thank you so much for the dragon. Owner steals it away, and they also get the... Never mind, he gets a freebie back.
Staying a bit too long, stun now coming through. 369, careful not to overheat too quickly. Continuing to walk forward, making sure now he has the flame spitter to try to bring it back. Shockwave there, Carrier not quite able to connect. Maybe they have the damage. Faker's gonna be in trouble, missing now, pushing him back, trying to sacrifice. 369 burns down to the ignite of Carrier. Missing, killed as well in every play that looks like it favors.
To get down, and you see towards the end of it, you had Knight teleport up top side on the Akali to go pick up that minion wave by the top turret, which is probably what Owner was thinking when he was like, okay, fine, I guess it's okay for me to go in here. In the end, on the chase down, they still end up getting the better of it here, because with the Ignite on 369, they still get that kill, and they get the kill on the missing. So even though Owner, there's no pure big tank on the enemy team,
Temper
to
Fate
stack
there.
a bunch of armor.
Should be an easy follow-up. Now Carrier taking his time, waiting for the wall to try to line it up. He doesn't even need to!
Targeting this top side so insanely heavy, and it all comes from Carrier's Bard.
And he's not done.
Clean sidestep, nice backstep as well. Shattering strike, not going to connect. Ruler able to hold on to his life. Good footwork missing there to cover and clear the way, but T1, sharks in the water, waiting for a single sign of blood from JDG.
So fun to watch them play, because they, after they get the kill on top side, they immediately shift everybody up towards this mid lane. Zeus is able to get the tower by himself as they push them back, and so first tower bonus, look at that. 14.5 minutes, we've already got objective bounties popping up on the side of JDG because of the gold lead that T1 have accrued.
That is insane. And MasterCard Lane Economy Snapshot is going to remind us just how crazy it is. That's dominance. If you didn't know what dominance looks like in the graph, that's it.
Yeah, what's that, 25 then, huh?
I don't know.
What's that called?
It's kind of like a reverse middle finger is kind of what's going on here in this early game. And that said, T1, they're a team that's loved around the world, right? They're heavy favorites in the vote, but coming into this tournament, JDG felt like clear winners. Felt like probably an easy golden road given the meta, but T1, you know, a chance for redemption for a roster that's come close so many times, and they're making good on all that faith from all the fans here in Busan showing up in Game 1.
Kind of player from JDG. They know they can't contest because of the item discrepancy, to try and get maybe a kill towards the bot side of the map, maybe pick up a bounty. I think they should be able to shove in the turret here, but it is going to be the Herald going over this time around.
With these W's, trying to root up behind anything that Owner goes for. So when you're in a time window like this where Zeus does have his teleport ready, you have to be so scared as JDG, because Zeus can just split push and then still teleport into the rest of the team towards this dragon spawn. There he comes.
Now the curtain call comes out, isolating Kanavi. Carrier now on the follow, trying to take the jungle out before the dragon comes alive. Ignite already burning down, Kanavi running. Half health. If T1 want to capitalize on this window, they're going to need to fight soon.
And look at that. Zeus was able to push the wave all the way up. He teleports down to the bottom side. Now T1 have the minion wave crashing top side. They can push out mid, and they're threatening JDG on this team fight. Zeus on the flank, down bottom, in the tri-brush.
Herald already utilized. Going to create some pressure, going to break open mid lane at the very least. T1 already pulling ahead in the play. If they can get the Drake as well, it's everything. Owner waiting in the darkness. JDG, this is such a tough angle to fight from. Continuing to stay around, continuing to stick around, willing to give up so many resources. The crash in mid lane already happened from the Herald. The tower slowly but surely crashing. Or rather breaking down now as Dragon still aggroed here. Carrier playing on the edge. Ruler going through the portal. Feathers fly, but to little effect as JDG just have to run the pullback over the wall. Now they're just trying to isolate and take out Zeus. Big gold influx for the side of JDG. Can they take the follow-up fight? Already the equalizer burned. Carrier running through the magical journey. Everybody trying to get out, but Owner will be denied. Owner cannot find the escape, but it doesn't matter because T1 are there in time. Missing, trying to fire back. Gumayushi out of ammo, desperately trying to reload, but here comes the kunai. Here comes Knight to flash away to safety. 3 shots left in the barrel. Manages to lock him down, playing on the edge, missing. Has he stabbed Faker
coming!
far? Faker on the flank. No shockwave. A lot of help. Has to play careful here. Knight, no ultimate. Needs to make his way out of this one. The lockup there from Guma from so far away. Owner coming in. The pull back on the Mystic, trying not to stick around for too long. One taken down already. Knight now going in, trying to turn it back. Guma says not today. The positions, they might just not have enough damage to finish off these priority targets. Carrier going in. Lineup not quite there, but the captive audience now coming through. Mystic trying to back up. Shockwave pulling back just to kill the Alistair, but they get to tier 2 as well.
The range on this composition, baby. Look at those picks for T1. The cow is down, and they're going to get a free bottom tower. Look at the minimap. Zeus, free to split push to his heart's content. The last outer tower. The defense is here for JDG, crumbling.
Carry a perfect predict on the Shuriken flip, means the lockup is there on a Knight. He goes into the Shroud. Kanavi ready to give his life to protect his mid laner. They're now going into the backline straight onto Guma. Locked up with a Temper Fate, doesn't quite connect to the Jin. Burns to the ground. JDG trying to hold on to hope, but here is Zeus. Here is the top laner right as they need him to crash down. The pull back on the Infernal Chains. Missing goes in, but he cannot find the edge. Ruler still stands, but he doesn't have the angle to attack. He doesn't have the angle into the fight. The Shroud will take Knight out to save.
On top of a Rumble ultimate when T1 goes for Nash.
And a test for T1 to make sure that they can take this Baron cleanly or continue to push their advantage forward. So many teams, this is where it all gets thrown away around this massive objective. JDG, though, continuing to just fish for picks on the side lane. Not eager to force the 5v5. The deficit they're at, it makes a lot of sense. 7k gold advantage for the side of T1.
People usually... Uh-oh, as we have Owner getting into some dangerous territory here.
Don't walk away.
Rumble's recalling right now, and Rumble doesn't have teleport. He's Ignite Rumble, so there's no way...
To be fair, he knew they at least weren't on Baron, even if he wasn't sure of anything else. T1 have started this one. Guma in the area. Again, a slower Baron normally, but they're so far ahead with the Jin that it might not matter. TP from the Akali. Knight in the area now. T1 maybe just going to fish for the pick here. Already got one advantage. Tempered Fate onto Kanavi is big. The lineup is there. Zeus immediately going to look to knock him down. Can they find it? Kanavi going right back into Zeus. Owner in the area. Big damage coming in for the Darkened Blade. Missing on the backside, trying to buy some space. With a shockwave, it's clean. And in comes the curtain call. It is Zeus wreaking havoc on all of JDG to finish the fight. T1 looking to break over the base of JDG.
That's a clean ace. That's got to be the game. I think they can push for the end.
Halt construction on the Golden Road immediately. T1 have something to say about it.
From start to finish, they have been in the driver's seat from the creative pathing in the early game of Owner to shut down 369. T1 have their eyes on the prize, and the prize alone. A spot in the finals, or at least one game closer. T1 showing up massive in this first game. Missing, and Kanavi should not be enough. The Nexus lower and lower. T1 drawing first blood in this series.
Well. Blue side, game 1. Quite the flex here from T1. Pulling out the Jin Bard, snowballing incredibly effective.